Welcome to episode 87 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Tuesday's episode, people, but it's Friday. It's Friday, the 6th of March, 2020. And I know I'm fucking late with it. I know I'm late. I've got a genuine excuse though. Tuesday, I thought I might be called in Tuesday night and was told to get ready for the old op. But that went ahead on Wednesday. And since then I ain't going to lie to you people, in fucking pain. And I am sitting here at the minute, laid back on my fucking sofa with my fucking shit, with my leg up, trying not to move that much because the pain in my fucking, where they've done this fucking hernia operation, I got a fucking lovely scar, and the whole area below the what should we call it, below the belt line is fucking bruised to fuck and swollen. That's everything, by the way. I'm sitting here in a loungewear, by the way. This is a new addition to the Briggs wardrobe, as bought by Mother Briggs, for something to make it a bit more comfortable sitting around the house while I recuperate. And very underrated, the loungewear. Can I just say this out there, people? If you need something to wear in the lounge, it's all in the name, people. Loungewear is the way to go. It's loose fitting. If you've just had somebody fucking go ape shit near your fucking gonads with a fucking knife, and you've got a hell of a fucking scar. God knows what they've done to me down there. Just battered me around, I think. But fuck me, Jesus. The pain is excruciating. I've had to sleep on the sofa. This is not a new thing for me, by the way. Because my bed's too low, and the first night I tried sleeping on the bed, woke up after about 2 hours needing a piss, and then couldn't get out of bed again. So eventually, this is how bad it was. I had to fucking roll out of bed onto the floor, crawl to the fucking bedroom door. Oh, fuck. And, crawl to the bedroom door and fucking pull myself up on the knob. Now, I know there's probably a few people who have done that before out there, he says. Yeah, fuck me. So, on the sofa at the minute, pretty fucking uncomfortable, trying to get in some sort of comfortable position so I can do this fucking podcast, because I don't want to fall behind, and I said I'll do it every Tuesday and Saturday. This is Tuesday's edition. There might be a few, it may be broken a little bit. See if I can put my fucking leg up on the table. Oh, that's a little bit better. This might be a little bit broken with a few oohs and ahs because of the old scarring and fucking bruising that I've got going on. But the operation has finally fucking been done. Not to go on about it too much, but I have done very little else since Wednesday having the op, and it's just been a bit weird. I've sort of like can't really remember much of Wednesday night or Thursday, which is a bit worrying because I had to go to the fucking local shop on Thursday to get some fucking paracetamol and shit, because I didn't think I had enough in. And it took me, the shop is literally on a corner, and on crutches, it took me an hour and fucking 20 minutes to get there and back, and I was fucking soaked in sweat. If you want to work out, people, forget the fucking gym, forget all that sort of shit. Have a fucking operation that restricts your walking, and then try to make it to a shop about 50 fucking meters away. I weren't breaking any records, that's for sure. On crutches, try doing that for the ultimate workout in your fucking arms. Jesus, man. I was fucking struggling. An hour and 20 minutes. That was about 5 minutes of the shopkeeper asking me what the fuck was wrong with me as well. But, you know, it was, hey, it's hare and tortoise, isn't it? We'll get there in the end. That was it. But, yeah, Wednesday was a bit of a weird day. I had to cancel a gig Tuesday night because I thought I might be going in Tuesday night. But Wednesday was a bit weird because I had to fucking... Because when you go in for an operation, you have to fucking starve yourself, don't you? Because they don't let you eat. So the last time I could eat was like 6:30 on Wednesday morning. And I had breakfast about 5:30. I started cooking breakfast at about 6. By 6, I'd done with breakfast, and I thought, right, that's it. By 6:45, I was fucking starving again. I don't know what it is. The fact that you can't eat just makes you feel hungrier. I have no idea why that was. Some sort of like fucking mental blip or something like that. I don't know. But I'm here at the moment, sitting, lying on the sofa. It's like now about 20 past 10 on Friday night. I have a cup of tea in hand, so I will be taking a sip of that now. Ah, there we go. That's fucking nice, man. That's all I fucking wanted. They even restrict that as well. You can't have any like tea. I couldn't have any tea after 6:30 in the morning, and then I had to stop drinking like water at about 10:30, 2 hours before I went in, and I went in at 12:30. Got there. The mother Briggs dropped me down. Not that there's any other mothers. I have, but my mum dropped me down and stayed with me for a bit in the room. You get like at the Three Shires in Northampton, you get like because it's a private hospital, you get your own room, which is pretty sweet, with a TV and shit like that, and a bed and chair and stuff. And my mum stayed for about an hour and a bit, and then found out what time she needed to pick me up and left. So because I've been up since about 5:30, I fucking thought, here we go, have a little afternoon kip, Briggsy boy. So I had an afternoon kip and then was woken up at like 3:30, no, 3 o'clock, something like that. And the woman said, the person before you, because they do a queuing system, you're waiting for them just to fucking rinse through everybody else, slice and dice everybody else, and then you go forward in the queue for the day. So I was like quite far. So I was quite far back, so I had a little kip, woke up about 3 o'clock, I think it was, by the nurse, who looked a bit weirded out because I was like fucking asleep in bed. But I weren't missing out on my afternoon kip, and then had to get fucking changed, put that fucking robe on that does up at the back. That is the worst thing to put on every time. Well, I've been in for 2 operations. Well, more than that, but the other ones I don't really remember because I was young. And, yeah, 2 operations now as an adult, and I still fucking do those gowns up the wrong way. Why can't they just Velcro that shit? Can they not Velcro that shit on you instead of fucking, using those tie things? I don't know. Maybe there's an idea. Maybe it's too costly for the NHS to do that. Oh, fuck. I have no idea whether it's too costly for that. The cost of Velcro for that can't be that much, surely. So I had to do all that, fucking take my old fucking drawers off so your ass is hanging out the back. There you go. There's a dignified look for you, isn't it? So you're fucking mooning everyone. And then was taken down, and I got into the anaesthetic room about, I think it was about 10 to 4 or something. And I was doing that thing where they put that thing in that cannula in your back of your hand, which the back of my hand is fucking swollen to fuck as well, where they've put that in and fucking bruised. And it's gonna though, innit? I imagine. And oh god, this is fucking painful sitting like this. I tell you, fuck me, Jesus. And yeah, they put that in the back of your hand, and then they go, oh, we're just going to put something in now to sedate you. And you're like, oh, right, okay, that's the... they're just going to sort of like ease the pain and that sort of shit. And I was like really, really trying to think, okay, right, try and stay awake as long as possible. And then I remember saying, oh, Jesus, I'm starting to feel a bit lightheaded now. And then bang, I was waking up again. It's fucking weird. And then you wake up and it's just fucking, I've got like snapshots, like flicker book little snapshots and shit like that. And of sort of like waking up, and I don't really know how I got back to the room. I've got no idea. I was still a bit fucking woozy. All I remember is the nurse coming in and asking me if I was all right, and she was really sweet. I forget her fucking name now. But I was chatting away to her and everything like that, but I have no idea. You know what I'm like when I fucking get going, people. Chatting away to people. Yeah, and then then you have to fucking wait around, and you've still got that thing in the back of your hand, and there was like 2 fucking tubes hanging off it where they've obviously put the stuff into me, and she said, oh no, you need to keep, I said, can I just get this out the back of my hand, is that all right? And she goes, oh no, you need to keep that in your back of your hand until after you've eaten. If you're sick, we might have to give you more stuff. So I was like, oh, fuck you now. But can I just say, people, the food at the Three Shires, go private. If you ever get the option of either going with the NHS or whatever health service, whatever health service you have, I'm trying to get a bit more comfortable here. Go fucking private, because the food is fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. Particularly, they give you a sheet. They gave me a sheet, like, when I got there to choose what food I, like, wanted, like, after, like, to eat and shit. Because you think about it, the last time I'd finished eating about 6 o'clock in the morning, and the operation was like about 10 to 4. So by the time I got sort of like round and back to the room and stuff, it was about 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. I was fucking ravished. I was famished, ravishing, don't know, famished. Anyway, whatever it is, whatever the fucking word is, I was that. I was fucking starving. That would be better, wouldn't it? Stick to simple stuff, Ben. Yeah, I was absolutely fucking starving, man. But like, I didn't really understand. Like, when I got in there, like, not had any drugs or anything like that. But like, when I got in there before the op, that's when they get you to choose all the food and shit like that. And the sheet was like really confusing, because it was like any dietary requirements at the bottom, and I was like, yeah, vegetarian, you know, one of them fucking wankers. And the rest of it was sort of like a list of meals. So it was like soup of the day with a bread roll or whatever, and then it was like another thing like jacket potato listed under that, like with beans, and then like fucking sandwiches with salad and that. And I just thought, is it all of those? I have no idea. Is it like a 3-course meal they give you or whatever? So I just fucking ticked everything, and then hoped that they'd make it vegetarian or whatever. And when they came, like after I'd fucking come round and to have my food, the woman came in and said, like, yeah, you've got quite a bit of food. What did you tick on? And I just went, like, I ticked everything. And then it like a 3-course meal or something. I was like, it was almost like I was staying in a hotel, like going, bring my 3-course meal to me immediately. And yeah, apparently you meant to choose one of them. But I fucking hammered the lot. They bought me the lot, everything apart from the ice cream at the end, which they didn't bring me, which I was a bit pissed off about, really, but I weren't going to fucking argue with it. So I had a big plate of sandwiches, cheese and pickle sandwiches with salad on the side. Then I had 2 jacket potatoes with beans all over it, and then fucking salad on the side of that as well. And then a fucking big bowl of soup with 2 bread rolls and that. And I fucking hammered the lots. I was so proud of myself. She was there going, well, you might not finish it because of the anaesthetic and that, and it might make you feel sick. just fucking plowed through it in about 5 minutes. I was fucking starving. And thankfully didn't puke so they could take that fucking needle. Because you're trying to eat, like with a knife and fork, and you got these fucking pipes just dangling from your hand and being held in by a needle. And you're just like, oh, God. I was just like, just put my fucking right hand under the fucking pillow, under the fucking duvet, not even fucking look at it or acknowledge that that's happening until it's being taken out. It's just that fucking feeling of having a fucking needle and seeing that needle go into your fucking vein. Oh, man. It's just making me gag. And hopefully not making any of you gag out there at the moment. But, yeah, I fucking hammered that food, and it was lush. And then, obviously, my mother came to pick me up. My mum came to pick me up like a child. And like the child I am, picked up by my mum. And then they said, like, do you want a wheelchair to go out with, or, you know, anything, you know, like we usually push people to the door in a wheelchair or whatever. And I was like, that's when the ego got the best of me. And I was like, no, you're all right. I'll just walk out. I came in walking it. I was like a fucking thinking I was some sort of fucking, you know, soldier on a battlefield or something. You know what I mean? It was purely ego driven. That I hang on, let's have a bit of tea. Fucking hell, that's not easy to drink when you're lying down. Purely ego-driven. I was just like, no, I'll walk out. I'll walk out like that. And the nurse was like, are you sure you want to walk out? Because, like, we just wheel people to the door and then sort of, like, bundle them into the car and shit. And I was like, no, I'll walk out. And that was a fucking ridiculous ego fucking trip for myself. Like I'm some sort of fucking, you know, wounded soldier or something, fucking walking out. That is something. That's where the ego kicks in. There, you know, being all this fucking, you know, not wanting to appear fucking vulnerable and weak and all that sort of shit. I got halfway. I forgot how far my room was from the lift on the way up. I forgot how there was a fucking long corridor, and my room was bang at the end of the corridor. So I had to walk all the way down there. It took fucking ages. About halfway down the corridor, you know, when you go like all fucking hot and sweaty, and it was just like my fucking forehead fucking was pounding, and I looked at myself because it was dark outside and light inside at that point. I looked at myself in the window, and I could see the fucking veins and fucking popping out of my head and the fucking sweat pouring down me. And I was like, oh God, this was a fucking mistake. But then your ego won't even fucking let you go, actually, this is a mistake. Oh, it becomes a mission against yourself then, doesn't it? To see if your body can fucking hold up to what the fucking check your ego's written. And it just about did. I made it to the lift and I was like fucking out of breath. And then reception was just like down the lift and there were some chairs there. So I sat there while my mum went round to get the car, and fucking hell, that chair couldn't come too soon. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought I was gonna fucking flake out on the floor. Just the fucking, you know, and you think, oh, you stupid fucking twat. You're not fucking 18 anymore. You're 43, son. Behave yourself. Yeah, managed to make it out and then get home. And that was that. And then since then, I've been fucking, apart from the little trip into the bedroom to try and lie on the bed, because to be perfectly honest with you people, I don't fancy pulling myself up on a fucking door handle again. So I've been camped out on the sofa in Sofanbury, as we'll call it, not Glastonbury. Camped out here since then. Obviously, I had that little trip to the old shop that I will not be doing again. That was fucking pure ego as well, wasn't it? Learning a lot about myself, man. Learning a lot about myself. I'm a changed person. Living every day. Every day is a fucking blessing. That's what people say in this fucking situation, isn't it? It's hardly a life-threatening thing, but it is fucking uncomfortable. Let's have a little check. See how much fucking time we've done. What we on? 20 minutes, people. 20 fucking minutes. We've got 10 to do. And fucking, even doing this is fucking making me sweat my fucking balls off. Balls, also, as well, a little side effect that we will now talk through now, which is, I'm not sure if anybody's had an operation down by their nether regions. Men, I'm talking about at the minute, or ladies. I don't know. I imagine you have quite a few things going on down there. You know, that you know, horrendous things, smear tests and fucking babies and shit like that, don't you? Fuck me. Like, I didn't realise the extent to what they fucking knock you about in hospital. Fuck knows what they have done down there, but you've got the bit that's a scar that's got tape still over it, and I think the geezer said they fucking glued it and stitched it, and that's covered in tape at the minute, and that'll come off in about 5 days apparently. But the fucking inside of my right thigh, it's on the right side, and the inside of my right thigh going down to about halfway down my thigh is fucking purple. My right hip is fucking all purple from the hip bone all the way down to my fucking nether regions, and God knows what they've been doing with my fucking cock and balls while I've been asleep, because they are fucking purple at the minute. Like bright fucking bruised purple. I don't know what they've done. My fucking cock looks like Sylvester Stallone at the end of Rocky 1. It is fucking battered. I don't know. I don't know. I'm seriously thinking that my dick owed the fucking doctor some money and he's fucking slapped it around. Couldn't afford to pay and he's just fucking slapped it around a bit. But fuck me. I don't know what they do. Whether they fucking hold it back or whether it's just the fucking bruising fucking spreading down there. But Jesus fucking Christ, man. Every fucking piss. You see, people out there at the minute, having a piss or having a shit, for most of you at the moment, for most of you, is just a functional thing. You have something like this done, and I'm not saying it's a major operation, because it's not really a major operation, but I've got a fucking... The scar's about, 10 centimetres long, I think, something like that. So it's a fair old fucking gash they've put in there. I've still got the fucking arrow as well, that I've had 2 showers, and they put an arrow, which is worrying. Well, not that worrying. It's nice that they put the arrow on the side that you're going to have the operation on. Just, but the fact, that they have to put that there in the first place seems to suggest that at some point in the past, somebody's fucked up and done a hernia operation on the wrong side. But the arrow's still there pointing at where the scar is. And then from there, it is fucking purple from, like, probably the belt line all the way down my fucking, to the end of my tip of my fucking balls, and my inner thigh. So, yeah, I'm having a great time having a piss and a shit at the minute. You know how I've managed to combat it, though? It's a risky strategy, this is, by the way, as I almost found out this afternoon, not to delve too much into all of this. It's a risky strategy for anyone who's had an operation, this is. And you can't push. Like, basically, if I fucking cough, like, because, like, that's how they sort of, like, identify a hernia, that it gets fucking bigger when you cough and shit like that. I can't cough. I can't really laugh, hence the reason I haven't been able to laugh. It's quite a serious episode, this. There's a little laugh that fucking hurt. And I can't cough, sneeze, or anything like that because it fucking hurts like fuck. Here's the strategy I'm using because I can't push or anything like that. Not to go in too much graphic detail when I have a shit. I am leaving it right until the point where I can't hold it anymore, which is a risky strategy, because I'm not exactly quick on my feet at the moment, and I'm waiting that until it gets to that stage, and then just letting gravity take over, baby. That's it. I'm not needing to push or anything like that, but I can see this strategy going horrendously wrong for me. But for the last 2 days, it has fucking worked a treat. I haven't needed to fucking push. I've been checking my diet, lots of fucking fruit, lots of fucking veg, keep it fucking slidey, and just slide out of me. That's it. So anyone who is potentially may have a hernia operation in the future, that's what you need to do, people. Just let gravity take its course and plan it strategically so you're in the right place at the right time, or it's going to go horrendously wrong for you. What are we on? I can't quite see the recorder from where I am, so I'm going to have to lean over. You fucking cunt. 26 minutes. There we go. We've got 4 minutes of this left. There was also, by the way, I have completed The Sopranos. This is one of the best, one of the benefits of not being able to move off my ass off the sofa. I have completed The Sopranos, and having hated the ending before, having watched it like back to back over the last week, pretty much, I appreciate the ending a lot more, and thought that's really the only way that they could end it. But obviously you want to see what happened, but you kind of fucking know what happened, but you don't want to see Tony Soprano die either. So that's it. On the old gangster film front, we had a bit of a question. Well, not a bit of a question. We've had a question from Peter Fox, comedy aficionado of the Midlands and beyond, comedy reviewer extraordinaire, Peter Fox, who said about watching Sopranos and said, question for the podcast, what is your favourite gangster film? Difficult. It's a difficult one. You've got the obvious ones. There's a lot I like. There's a lot of ones that probably aren't that obvious that I like. I don't know. Depending on your definition of gangster films. I mean, like when you think of gangster films, you think Godfather, Goodfellas, Casino, anything De Niro, Pacino in, don't you? That's your traditional sort of like gangster, sort of like film. That's what I always think of, you know, like the Italian mafia sort of like films. But obviously I love those films. I even quite like The Godfather Part 3, only because it needed a resolution. I think they could have done it better. But I don't think it's that bad a film, really, and it finishes off the trilogy, doesn't it? So Godfather, Goodfellas, Casino, obviously they're in there. Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather, all three of those. Scarface, obviously, and then you've got the Tarantino ones, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. Fucking great films. Ones that are probably not so fucking, not so popular as those. Or they're still great films though, and I fucking love these films as well. Leon, I fucking love that film so much. I think it's fucking really, really good. I just think the performances in it are amazing. It's a fucking great story. Road to Perdition, Tom Hanks in that is fucking brutally brilliant. That's a really great film. Fargo as well. That's fucking great. It's like different though, aren't they? They're not what you would call a traditional. Fargo's not really a traditional gangster film, I don't think. The Departed, that's a great film. Jack Nicholson in that film is fucking great, and Matt Damon and fucking what's his name? I can't even think. I don't know. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's great in that. Sexy Beast, fucking great gangster film. Ben Kingsley in that is fucking awesome, and Ray Winston. I love that. More of an English gangster film like Layer Cake or Long Good Friday as well. I don't know. There's so many to choose from, man. Or classics, The Untouchables. I love that. Or like recent ones, like The Highwayman. I really, really fucking enjoyed that film. Really fucking enjoyed it. Kevin Costner in that is fucking great. I thought Public Enemies is a good film. I enjoyed that. I don't know. All-time sort of gangster film that I like. Does Boys in the Hood count? That's sort of gangstery film, isn't it? Yeah, it's sort of gangstery film, isn't it? Boys in the Hood. I don't know. But the all-time favourite for me, all of those films I fucking love and can watch again and again and want to watch right now after just fucking naming them. I had to sort of like write down a little bit and think outside the box a little bit. I've got them written down on a bit of paper, but the all-time classic for me is because I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. You know, when you were a kid and you fucking... When I was a kid, anyway, not you kids these days, but when I was a kid, you used to fucking get videotapes, and tape films off of the fucking TV. And we used to have 12 videotapes originally, and they're all numbered like 1 to 12, and we'd write on it. I think one was like Rocky, that had been on TV. 2 was like the Cowboys. And 3 was, I don't know, I can see them in my fucking mind right now. Not that well, but I can see the colours of the cases because they were all different. But for me, was video number 5. 3 was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which kind of leads on to this as well. And number 5 video for me that I used to watch over and over again, because we had 12 films to fucking watch in the house, man. And they were like videoed off the TV. The Cowboys is a great film, by the way, John Wayne. But it was video number 5 for me, which will always be, because I've watched it so many times and I can fucking quote the dialogue, and I've watched it since I was a kid of about 8 years old, I think. And I used to watch it all the time and love this film. But The Sting, with Paul Newman, Robert Redford, is a fucking classic gangster film. If you've never seen it, you need to get that in your fucking life, people. It is a fucking great gangster film, like about how con artists take on a mobster and to get revenge on them for killing their friend. And it's just a fucking really great film. The guy who plays Doyle Lonigan, was it Robert Shaw? I think it's Robert Shaw. The guy who plays the gangster Doyle Lonigan in it is Robert Shaw. He's fucking amazing in it. He's a fucking great actor. And you've got him playing the bad guy, and then you've got Paul Newman, Robert Redford in there as well, and then the other characters in there as well. It's just a fucking, for an ensemble gangster film piece, it's just fucking great. It will always be No matter what comes out, like, you know, like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, even The Highwayman, and there's new films out all the time, isn't there? Like The Irishman. It was all right. I thought it's quite overrated, to be honest. But new films come out, but that'll always be my favourite, man. That'll always be my favourite. I love that fucking film. So I hope that answers your questions, Peter Fox. Let's have a look how long we've done. What are we on? 33, 35 minutes? I can't quite tell. That's it, people. We got fucking through it. I am fucking lying on the sofa, soaked in fucking sweat. Hopefully, my fucking swelling will go down. That sounds fucking ominous. I will be back possibly. Saturday is literally an hour away. So probably the next one's not going to be Saturday. It'll be Sunday. But it will be billed as Saturday's episode, only because I know for a fact I'm going to possibly not move from this position. Obviously, pisses and shits will be thrown in there somewhere, but I'm not moving from this fucking sofa for the next 24 hours, so I ain't going to have a lot to talk about, people. So I... Actually, I might do, because I've just missed off a load of shit off here. But that I was going to talk about. What was going to talk about? Oh, no, I'll talk about that. Actually, I might do it tomorrow. Yeah. So I'll be back. This is at the point I usually say enjoy the rest of your week. But you've really got like an hour and 10 minutes until Saturday. Enjoy your rest of your Friday nights. I will speak to you Saturday / Sunday, but for definite, and then we'll be back on track for the Tuesday episode, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more mobile by then. So have a good rest of your evening, motherfuckers, and I'll speak to you on Saturday / Sunday. Take care.